Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds Podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm a host, Torn, and with me is my co-host, Peyton.
Did you forget your name for a second?
Yeah, I did. Dude, I was thinking about food.
Oh, so I wasn't thinking about food. I just had a McGriddle.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Damn. Should I try the intro again?
Nah.
Nah.
No, we're in it now. We're in it.
Okay.
We're in it. What's going on?
Oh no, man. I'm just chilling. What's good with you?
I am also chilling, finally done with everything until I won't be soon. Close to the end of the year. We got one more episode left next week, and then we're going on a week break. And then we'll be back in the new year with a bit of a surprise, a big change to the podcast.
Yes.
Won't spoil it now, but it's a change. But we have a great show for everyone this week. We got a gross amount of DC news that just dropped on everyone throughout the week. And it probably won't stop. I mean, going into the new year, I imagine we're just gonna be bombarded with DC news. So nice change of pace from like a plethora of Marvel news every week, which we actually have none of this week. There is zero Marvel news. So that is great. But before we get into that, of course, what have you been watching this week?
Pretty solid amount of stuff. Yesterday I started Titan season 4.
Yay.
It's fine so far.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know, with the whole Brother Blood stuff and Mother Mayhem and all this type of shit. And they brought in Jinx, not the one from the original Teen Titans, a different Jinx who does airbending powers, which is pretty cool. Then I watched, I have to go to my letterbox. I was trying to find it. Let's see. Well, I finally watched Black Adam. Finally.
And
it's solid. It ain't the best. The visuals were nice.
Mostly.
Some of the comedy was pretty funny. I love Adam Smasher a lot. The kid was okay. Like the whole family was okay. Like they could have been better. But yeah, they're just like below average. I wish we saw more of Dr. Fate. Oh my god. It's bullshit how he died, but plot, I guess.
Yeah, we never did a Black Adam review. So this is like, this is it. This is our Black Adam review.
This is a really, really late Black Adam review. Overall, I found the movie, you know, it is fun. It's just a very average DC film that stars The Rock. You know, I love The Rock. But I wish he did a little bit more with his character in this film. And I wish we saw more of of course, we see a lot of Hawkman and a little bit of Dr. Fate, but I wish we saw more Cyclone and Atom Smasher. Atom Smasher, being the parallel to Ant-Man. I love seeing Atom Smasher on the screen. He's one of my favorite characters. So like I said, I wish we saw more of him. He brought some good humor. Noah Centineo was really good. And he brought some of his rom-com skills into this as well, because he was trying to rizz up Cyclone. And I wish an
actress.
Her name is Quintessa something. I don't remember, but she was good
I'll never know.
She was good as well, but like I said, I wish I saw her more. We got a pretty small, very minuscule dialogue into her backstory of her, having nanobots and just into her bloodstream. That's why she can, manipulate wind and stuff. But she it's kind of like the same thing, like you said about Dr. Fate, where he does the same three moves and that's it. kind of the same
Yeah.
thing what I had with Cyclone, because she just would just had the wind move up in the upward direction instead of like anything else.
Yeah, like it looked cool, but like
Like, I need
the slow motion parts, I was like, hey, that looks nice. But other than that, it's like, okay, now what?
yeah. And, you know, I liked a little bit of like, you know, Black Adam kind of getting used to the modern world and all that type of stuff. But just like everyone else says, and you said it too, just Black Adam and Hawkman being like very one note makes the movie like a little boring. But other than that, I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, this movie's awful. No, I don't think it's like it. Yeah, like you said, like it's entertaining, and that's pretty much all it's going for it. I think I might have liked it less than you, but not by much. Like I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. Although on a rewatch it, that might go down to a 6, maybe a 6.5. I don't know. It's gonna come to HBO Max, I think, on the 16th. So I'm definitely gonna give that a rewatch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's entertaining enough, but like it's like the plot is just so by the numbers, and the supporting characters are relatively uninteresting, but other than Dr. Fate, like he was the most interesting part of the movie in my opinion. And of course, you know, kind of wasted, you know, only does this like same 3 moves. He does that like illusion thing where it's like back, he makes it look like it's back in like Black Adam's time or whatever. That was cool. But then he does the Injustice move. Those were kind of the highlights. But like Hawkman was, he had a few good moments, but again, you know, like very one note along with Black Adam, like the entire time. Like the entire movie is like, don't kill people. Well, I do kill people. And then they do that like 15 times over. It's like, okay, I get it. I get it. Cyclone and Atom Smasher were great, but they were just underutilized and not fleshed out. Also thought it was weird that what the fuck is her name? Viola Davis. What's her name?
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller. She like puts together this team, or she asks Hawkman to put together a team, and then he like reassures Amanda Waller. He's like, we got this. We're the JSA. But like this team like just came together. Everyone's meeting each other for the first time except Dr. Fate and Hawkman. But like they clearly haven't really, like they've worked together, but they're not like working together all the time because they're like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you since blah 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 blah. So like it's not like they're not really a team. They're just coming together to take down Black Adam. It's like, oh, we're the Justice Society. Like, okay, like clearly there's been Justice Societies of the past, but like it was just weird that he's like, we're the Justice Society. It's like, okay. So what? Like this whole movie just felt like trying to do things from other superhero movies, but worse. You got like the X-Men like mansion with the freaking plane coming out of the middle of the thing. You got Doctor Strange stuff because like that, I mean, everything we had, I mean, even though the illusion thing was cool, like, okay, we saw that in Infinity War, and then a bunch of other stuff was just kind of just, okay, we saw that with Doctor Strange. Dr. Fate is such a cool, interesting, he's not just Doctor Strange, but gold, you know what I mean? Like you could have done so much more with that character. And when it comes to The Rock, just such a flat performance. It's annoying because The Rock clearly can act. He can do good things. I mean, just Jumanji is probably the most recent thing where it's like, actually, like The Rock's doing pretty good here. But this just felt like sort of like The Rock back in the day, where it's like, okay, he's just a wrestler coming in to do this role because it requires barely anything. But they tried this like Drax-like humor, and it didn't work for me at all. I'm like, this isn't like, this isn't working for me. And the kid I thought was horrible. I was like, he started off really bad. Like that beginning narration was atrocious. He got a little better, and then by the end he got trash again. No offense to that actor, I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say it probably wasn't his fault. But with kid actors, it's very hit or miss. But man, that speech at the end he tries to give, he's like, he's supposed to be yelling, but he's not. It's like he's whispering. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, other than like the rest of the family, that one woman and her brother, they were fantastic. I love them a lot. I wish they had more to do. But the action just truly saves this movie. Like, it's one of those movies where it's like, if you like quick pace with like breakneck action, then like this is definitely like the film for you. If you care about a plot and characters, this is trash. Like, I'm sorry. This is not very good. I don't remember what it has on like Rotten Tomatoes. I think it does have a lower score than it probably deserves. Not the audience score, the critical score. It has a 39%. Yeah, it probably shouldn't be that low, but it's not great. It's not I'd understand if it was like 55. I'd probably give it a 7, but the only real reason why it's a 7 is because, again, it's like, it's entertaining. It has really weird like Suicide Squad 2016 level needle drops. That's just like, is this necessary? They tried to do, trying to do things from previous superhero movies, but not doing them as good. They tried to do the Quicksilver thing, and it was like, it was a cool sequence, but like, you're clearly trying to do the Quicksilver thing. Nothing about this film felt unique. The villain wasn't good. He was uninteresting. And then it was just like CGI fucking bullshit. He's like a devil dude, and a classic DCEU CGI smoke and lightning everywhere. Just very uninteresting. Also, they tried to do a twist in the middle of the film that or maybe it was like 3/4 of the way through, that just all coming from a mile away. Like the beginning of the film, you see the kid's dad, and I was like, that kind of looks like The Rock. It turns out it was The Rock. I was like, maybe The Rock is just playing his own dad, but like, is what it is, I guess. But like, yeah, it sucked because we were like relatively excited. Like, Black Adam looks pretty cool. And it's like, like, it was kind of cool, but also I mean, the hierarchy of the DC universe certainly didn't change. I mean, that's for sure. It's just, it's one of those films where it's like, this movie clearly had potential, and there's like portions of it where, because again, The Rock has been connected to this movie since like 2007. Like, it should have been better than this. It should have been better than this. After over a decade of development, it felt like a 2007 film, just in 2022. And part of me does feel bad because, again, this is The Rock's passion project, similar to how Deadpool was Ryan Reynolds' passion project, and it just didn't hit the mark. Which is unfortunate. And, maybe The Rock's passion for this might have fucked up some things in the future for certain people. We'll get into that when we get into the main topic. But it is unfortunate. And, obviously we're spoiling this, but the post-credit scene, Henry Cavill, incredibly exciting. Like, I watched this in the theater, the day it came out. And I was cheesing so hard for that shit. Like, that was like the most exciting part of the movie. And when the most exciting part of the movie is a post-credit scene with a character that isn't a main character in your film, there's probably something wrong with that. That shouldn't happen.
It's like us when we, like with Deathstroke. Yeah, and Justice League 2017 when we saw it,
we were so hyped.
Bro, I know, that shit says a lot because that movie was fucking god awful. But even then, the beginning of that movie was god awful.
We'd had fun with it, but just not in the man, this is a good movie kind of way.
Yeah, I know, and we kept I kept saying Superman's floating lip.
Yeah, that was so fun.
That was crazy.
People in that theater were probably like, "What the fuck are these guys?"
I know, right? Dude, but yeah, that's Black Adam.
Yeah, it's not the worst DCEU movie.
That goes to like Suicide Squad 2016 or like
Justice League
2017.
I think it's better than BVS. I think it's. Oh, is it better than? It's better than Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is it better than Man of Steel? It's probably better than Man of Steel.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's better than Man of Steel?
Nah.
Really?
I think Man of Steel is better.
Well, you think it's better?
Yeah, I think Man of Steel is better than Black Adam.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I wasn't listening. I thought you were saying that Black Adam is better than Man of Steel. I was like, what?
No. Yeah, that's Black Adam. I'd probably, what'd you give it?
I give it like well, now that I'm thinking about it, I did give it an 8 on the first watch, but now I'm thinking about it, I probably give it like a 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 off of first watch. I might give it a 6. But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again, and I will watch it again. So yeah, I watched Nope. Yep.
Yeah. I remember you telling me. How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie is really, really good. Of course, I'm not gonna like compare it to anything, but it ain't no Get Out. And I don't think I should ever say something like that. But when how people will, with filmographies and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really, I do sort of feel bad for Jordan Peele, because when you jump out the gate with Get Out, I mean, it's gonna be ridiculously hard to top that. It's like Michael Jackson when he released Thriller, and it's like he spent like his entire career trying to top Thriller. Like, it's like, ooh, tough. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Nope was, I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't like it because, their crouton brains couldn't handle subtlety and messages. But like, I really like got the film and like what it was trying to explain. Not on the first day, obviously, but like whenever I was looking up videos and like his explaining on or his explanations on the film, I kind of pieced it together.
Yeah. It was kind of funny because obviously I got to this late. I saw a bunch of reactions to it, and I saw a bunch of people being like, "Oh, the message was way too on the nose. It was really like in your face." And I also saw other people being like, "I thought this is like nothing happened," and it didn't really mean anything. So it was like you got two reactions, like completely opposite sides of the spectrum. And now that I watched it, I mean, there were a couple things that were on the nose, but there were also things that I read reviews and I was like, oh shit, I didn't really catch that. But yeah, there was a couple of things that were on the nose, but it was good. It was good. Maybe the message necessarily didn't, it clearly didn't hit as hard as Get Out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the concept was really cool and I wasn't expecting it. It was just a solid film, man. Like, good performances all around. I wish we did get more Steven Yeun.
Yeah, but yeah, he was pretty good for what he was given. But how did you feel whenever you heard like people screaming in that ship?
I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, are they getting probed in there? And then obviously once it was explained, I was like, oh, this is fucked. That's not. This isn't fun at all. I thought it was.
I think my favorite shot was the house covered in blood.
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah, it was sick.
That was amazing.
It was funny when Daniel Kaluuya just locked the door and was like, nope.
Nope. Yep. Yeah, that was good. I thought that like his first childhood crush was gonna have like some relevance towards like, you know, the alien, but nah, she was just like there, I guess.
Because Stephen Yeun was clearly trying to feed the damn thing, because they had some sort of like, not bond, but like understanding, and he's clearly like bringing people there to feed it. Like, so essentially he fed like he invited Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer there. He wasn't just being nice. He wanted to invite them so they could get eaten for the UFO thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is rough, but like also like, damn, you just feed your prior co-star to the thing, like shit. I don't really have a ton to say about it. It was just a solid film.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's also like a shame that, you know, people are gonna compare it to Get Out, just like with Us as well. Us is always getting compared to Get Out and stuff like that.
I still haven't seen Us.
You still haven't seen Us?
Nah.
That's pretty good. I like the message in that as well. I think if you watch Us, it will really like freak you out. You know, Winston Duke and Lupita Nyong'o are really great in that one. But yeah, I saw Spiral, the book of Saw, with Chris Rock. Chris Rock funny. That's all I gotta say. And Samuel Jackson. He's pretty good in that.
Bad movie, I've heard.
It is a pretty bad movie. And, you know, some people have to say like, oh, you know, Chris Rock being serious is like just not it. It's not even that, but like it's just like a Saw thing. Like, because I think after Saw like 4 is when like things start to get shitty. Well, I think Saw 6 was good, but I don't know. Saw in itself is like very convoluted and just they try to do way too much. So, but yeah, the movie wasn't bad. And I saw Smile, and that one, I like Smile. it's campy and it's fun. And
yeah, surprise hit. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, it is a surprise hit. Because, you know, like the concept, if you oversimplify it, it's like, oh wow, people who die when they smile like before they die, you know, it's crazy. But like, no, there's like a pretty good amount of stuff that goes into it. But, you know, I really enjoyed it.
And that's all you watched.
And that's it, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all we watched, which means it's time to move on to the news of the week. Not a ton of news, but of course there's time codes in the description if you want to jump around, or the show notes, obviously. But yeah, let's get started with some Star Wars news. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will release March 15th. And of course, there was a trailer at the Game Awards, and it looks good. It looks like more the same, which is a good thing because, you know, I mean, the gameplay loop was already good enough. There's obviously a couple extra features there. There's dual wielding now, instead of just the double bladed thing. There are obviously new enemy types and stuff like that. The story's looking interesting. I didn't see any spiders in the trailer, so I might be safe. I tweeted at Respawn and they didn't respond, which makes me scared. I'm probably going to have to wait until the game comes out and be like, hey, are there spiders in this? Oh, my life is pain. But it looks great. It looks great.
Unfortunately for me, I have not finished Fallen Order. So maybe I'll have to like work my way and, you know, finish that game before I get Jedi Survivor.
Where are you at in the game?
Shit, I'm at the very beginning, bro.
Oh no.
I'm at the part where like he's escaping like the train or like the bunch of carts and shit like that.
Oh, you're at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm at the very beginning, dude.
You haven't even. Oh my.
Yeah, no, I haven't even. Actually, no. Actually, no. I take that back.
Have you gotten to Kashyyyk?
Is that the second mission, or like in the middle of the game?
Nah, man, nah.
No, hold on, wait. I think. Hold on. Is this planet on here? Hold on. Is Dagobah like a mission in that game?
No.
Damn. Yeah. Nah. I'm past that part. I passed the train part. I'm on like a different planet though.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm at.
You're essentially on the tutorial planet.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh no. You got a long ways away, man.
I know. But it's a good thing that that I have it downloaded. I didn't uninstall it, so I can go back into it whenever I want. But
you haven't even reached the spiders.
Nah, I haven't. It's probably gonna scare the shit out of me, just like you.
Nah, you'll be fine. There's no squids, I can tell you that much.
Oh fuck! Thank you.
Next piece of Star Wars news: the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer came out, and it got a release date of January 4th. So it's the Bad Batch. There you go. All right, moving on. I like the Bad Batch. Just it is what it is. No Marvel news. Also no miscellaneous news. So there's just a couple of like extraneous DC news that isn't related to this stuff that we're gonna get into. So I'll talk about that. Kevin Conroy, may he rest in peace, will reprise his role as Batman in Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which is releasing May 26, 2023. Fantastic.
Yes. So I hope that clears up some questions
from Arkham Knight.
Yeah, from Arkham Knight.
I think they did say that they are directly going to be answering at least a couple of those questions.
Well, that's good. Because I guess it does make sense in some way because he's been gone, he was sort of dead, so maybe because he was mind controlled that
and clearly his identity has been revealed, it is the same universe because Harley calls him Bruce, or Brucey or whatever he said or she says.
Dude, it's just crazy how this game got released or not released, announced 2 years ago.
Yeah,
almost 3 years ago.
And we still really haven't seen any gameplay.
I know, which
is concerning, but also fine because I do want to sort of be surprised. But also, I'm hoping we actually get a complete product. But I have faith in Rocksteady. It's fucking Rocksteady. So
I don't know, for some reason that the first trailer that we got where they're on the I guess the Suicide Squad's they're talking, they're killing enemies, and before they see Superman at the very end. It reminds me of Sunset Overdrive. If you play that, it definitely reminds me of Sunset Overdrive a little bit. So if it's that, then that's fine. Because I actually like Sunset Overdrive. It's pretty.
That's an Insomniac game, I think.
I think it is an Insomniac game.
Before they decided to only make games for Sony.
Yeah, way to switch up. But yeah, I'm excited for the game. Can't wait for it to come out.
Kevin Conroy, the GOAT, he's back.
I know.
It's gonna be so bittersweet.
Right.
Well, anyway, The Flash season 9 will premiere February 8th. So
haven't even finished season 8.
Literally, just skim through it. That's literally all. You just don't even pay. I mean, there's a couple episodes where it's okay, you should watch the whole thing, but just skim through it and skip half the first half of the season. But yeah,
I think I'm just before the episode where he sees Bart and Nora again.
I think
because I'm past Armageddon.
Yeah,
so
that's only the first few episodes.
Yeah, because I remember when they did the promo for that god awful recreation of the Bart Allen shot. But
yeah,
the Bart Allen poster. But other than that, that was it.
But yeah, so this is cool because there are some rumors floating around that it wasn't going to be until summer 2023, but it's going to premiere February. So we got some concerning news about that, the synopsis of the season and stuff. Chilbane's still here for some fucking reason. Man, no one likes him. I don't get it, but it's only going to be like 13 episodes or whatever, so I'll stick through it. But I'm not gonna be happy about it. But yeah, also the Flash movie has been moved up 1 week to June 16th, 2023. So we're getting a little bit earlier, just a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see more Flash content, but at this state, I don't even know if I can't really do this anymore. I remember seeing because Chilblain was introduced in season 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where you went.
Don't worry about me.
Are you fucking taking a shit or something?
No, man, I'm just keep going.
Well, yeah, so I think since Chilblain was introduced in season 7, they use him as this male thirst trap. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that guy, and I fucking hate him. So, the fact that he was part of the team, he's part of the team for this season, very, very concerning. I don't know who the writers are. They need to stop. I mean, this is the last season, so
yeah. So who cares? I guess.
Yeah, who cares? But still, it's where did things go wrong? What happened? Why? I might have to pull a reverse Flash and mess up the timeline so I can be part of the writer team.
You should.
I can do some wonders.
You and me. We should just take over.
Right. But
we figure everything out.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, that's it for the regular DC news. I think. No, yeah. Which means it's time to move into our main topic, which is the absolute just major drop of a bunch of DC news. Some concerning DC news. But also, it could be fine. We'll get to it. First, this is according to Deadline. A Black Adam spin-off focus on Hawkman is reportedly in development at Warner Brothers Discovery. That being said, Deadline did remove this info from their article. So whether that's maybe we didn't want this info to get out there, maybe Warner Brothers called them and said, hey, take that shit out, or it was incorrect information, I don't know, but I thought it was important to point out anyway, just in case. And also, speaking of Black Adam, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, a Black Adam sequel is not likely.
Yeah, we knew that.
Mm-hmm.
that not happening. Now, of course, there is a chance of him reprising his role for sure. I just really wish this Black Adam changes his demeanor, whatever. He becomes more confident, charismatic, not so one dimensional. But who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, it's just not doing well. Yeah,
which sucks.
Critically, commercially,
because it's probably going to break even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is according to the Hot Mic podcast. This one's I was kind of okay, that's fine, I guess, but then it got worse. Apparently a solo Batman film with Michael Keaton was in the works and is now dead at Warner Brothers. And it was I read that, and I was
it's supposed to be Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm. I read that, I was okay, that's fine. But then Humberto Gonzalez, and then later confirmed by the Hollywood Reporter, it was a Batman Beyond adaptation, and the canceled Batman Beyond film would have included a romance between Michael Keaton's Batman and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. So, pain.
We were robbed. Yeah, we were robbed. Oh my god.
A Michael Keaton-led Batman I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, because and it's crazy too, because Terry McGinnis barely gets any love. I mean, he's kind of he's underrated / properly rated. It's kind of if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But God, dude, why? Pain.
Indeed.
I want to see our half Asian Batman. Because Terry McGinnis is Asian. I don't care what anyone says. He looks Asian. He is Asian.
Even though he's Bruce.
He's Bruce.
Yeah, he's a Bruce Wayne clone.
Bruce Wayne clone. Yeah, but like, thanks for spoiling that for me. I never knew that.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. But yeah,
but
pain. I can't.
All this stuff, it's unclear whether this is like Warner Brothers decisions or like James Gunn and Peter Safran is sort of like scrapping a bunch of stuff. But at the same time, it's like they seem to just want one cohesive universe. Well, not one cohesive universe, because there's the Batman stuff and there's some extra stuff and like Joker and whatnot. But it's just unclear like where this stuff's coming from, as far as like what's getting or why this stuff's getting canceled and from what section of Warner Brothers. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward at DC. And this is according to Deadline. Warner Brothers Discovery is still interested in a Wonder Woman 3, just not with Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins was offered to rewrite the script, but she declined. So people are happy about this.
Because that fucking movie flopped, bro.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984 did not do well at all. And, apparently Patty Jenkins just might not be the greatest to work with. She seems to be one of those creatives where it's like, it has to be my way or, nothing else. And, this could either free her up to do the Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie, or this could also something like this might be the reason why we're not getting a Rogue Squadron movie with her. It's just, it sucks because like the first one was good.
Yeah, it was pretty solid, even though the third act was okay.
Yeah. It's just that second one was just not great. And apparently she had more free reign on the second one. So it's a little concerning. Apparently they just didn't like the direction she was going in with the script. And apparently they didn't like her direction for Wonder Woman as a character. And this is just a rumor, but apparently she like sent them a Wikipedia article of what a character arc is.
Oh my God. Toxic.
It's messy. So she's clearly not coming back. Whether they make a Wonder Woman 3 or not is again up in the air. They could just redo everything and just take out Gal Gadot and whatnot, but who knows? I mean,
it's crazy because like I actually was like looking forward to like Wonder Woman 1984 because number one, it had the GOAT Pedro Pascal.
The only good part of the movie.
Pedro Pascal. And I was actually excited for Cheetah because like, Cheetah's like she's like low-key a powerhouse. And she's just a really good like Wonder Woman villain. And the fact that they fucked her up so bad, I kind of just like, I probably shed a tear. And then like, also like, it's one of those things where like, Kristen Wiig, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
She, her character, like, she goes through that trope of like, oh yeah, the nerdy character who gets picked on, and she like,
or this very clearly like objectively beautiful woman is supposed to be like ugly and no one pays attention to her. Like, okay, man.
Yeah, like it's like the Catwoman treatment in like the older Batman movies.
Yeah,
and that shit annoyed me so bad.
Yeah,
because like, yeah, I don't know, like
a Ready Player One or She-Hulk, and
yeah,
it's such an annoying trope.
Because like it's just like one of those things where it's like Kristen Wiig, like she's very like good looking. Like you telling me you wouldn't you wouldn't go out with her, and then she dies like some bullshit way. I forgot how she died. Did she like fall off like a cliff or something?
She got electrocuted in the water.
Yeah, it's like fucking horrible. And then she like becomes like this badass like diva. Like it's a horrible trope. It's horrible.
Yeah, she takes off her glasses, puts her hair down, starts wearing her dress, and everyone's like, ooh.
Right. And doesn't she like run like in the street or some shit barefooted, and she like starts climbing walls and shit? I don't know, bro.
Remember.
So some shit just happens in that movie where I'm just like, this shit is awful.
Wonder Woman rapes a man.
Yeah, dude, said, yeah. Like, bruh. I'm just like, bro, like, ain't no way. Look how they massacred Cheetah.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good thing. You know, maybe sometimes studios make the right call.
Right.
But and then we get into the real tough stuff. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Henry Cavill's return as Superman is now in question, as it seems Man of Steel 2 is no longer happening, nor is Cavill returning part of James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC plans. Apparently, Stephen Knight, who's the creator of Peaky Blinders, wrote a treatment for Man of Steel 2 before development was halted. We're gonna get into more like sort of like details and you know the truths about all this stuff in a bit, but if this is gonna be one of the most awkward reversals in like history. The fact that Henry Cavill comes back in Black Adam, makes that Instagram post like I'm back as Superman, and then within a couple months, nope, just like pain, man. Like I'm not like, I mean we've defended Henry Cavill on this podcast before. We love Henry Cavill in that role. I wouldn't be opposed to him getting recast, not because I don't like Henry Cavill, but because I understand them wanting to just have a completely clean slate. I understand that from a creative decision, but at the same, like, I do want to get into more detail about this later, but like, I understand that creative decision, but like also Henry Cavill, like,
he can't catch a fucking break, man.
That poor man.
And like what makes it even worse is that, like, of course, you know, he doesn't have a job with Netflix anymore because of the Witcher series, because, you know, there's creative differences. So because like he left that role to go try to be Superman again, only for him to not be Superman again, it's just fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like that man deserves way more.
And you know, it might be The Rock's fault. Because The Rock is the one that spearheaded bringing Henry Cavill back. And, you know, good, but also not great, because it's like he spearheaded the whole thing, and it was sort of like, oh, he's like sort of a hero because he brought Henry Cavill back. But at the same time, he brought him into Black Adam. He essentially marketed the entire movie off of his appearance in Black Adam.
Yeah.
And the movie still failed financially. So to us, it just means, okay, no one's interested in Black Adam, and we can just watch this Superman clip online. But to the studio, that's, you marketed this movie on Henry Cavill being Superman, and Henry Cavill being Superman did not get butts in seats. So that tells us, okay, well, people just aren't interested in Henry Cavill as Superman. So it's like, maybe that might have actually hurt Henry Cavill's chances.
Yeah. And of course, you know, like people just like us, we love Henry Cavill as Superman. Like people consider him like a greater casting than Christopher Reeves, which is fucking blasphemous, but you know, think what you want. Anyways, like we love Henry Cavill and we want to see him as Superman in future projects, but like it's just like this shit just fucking sucks for him. Like it's just horrible. Like I don't like this at all. But you know, what can you do, I guess?
Yeah. And some more Henry Cavill stuff. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter again. Walter Hamada reportedly had a long-range plan to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman during the build-up for a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie event. However, Dwayne Johnson had his own ideas for a Superman return in Black Adam.
God, dude. You can't keep getting away with this.
This is also according to the Hollywood Reporter.
No, don't you dare.
No, this one's fine.
Okay.
It's likely Jason Momoa will be done as Aquaman in the DCEU. It seems as though the DCEU is heading for a complete reboot, which leads credence to the rumor that Jason Momoa will be a Lobo.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, I like him as Aquaman, but him as Lobo? Yes, please.
Jason Momoa as Lobo is like the John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic of DC. People have been wanting that for like fucking years.
And he even sort of alluded to it himself.
Yeah, because he posted about it on like his Instagram at one point, right?
He posted about it on his Instagram at one point, I believe, and then in an interview when people were like, hey, what's up with this James Gunn situation? He was like, I'm very excited about it, like dream come true type stuff on the horizon, and talking about how he has like every comic of a certain character, but he wouldn't say who. And so it obviously can't be Aquaman because he is Aquaman. So like clearly he's alluding to something, but like, yeah. Apparently, like we still don't really know when James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to make their presentation to Warner Brothers. There's been rumors that it's going to happen next week, or this week technically, since this is coming out on Tuesday. If that's the case, then obviously we'll update everyone next week. But if it doesn't, the previous rumor was that they were going to present their stuff in January. Whatever the case, it's where there's going to be news incoming. But I do want to. James Gunn acknowledged all this news, and I want to, in a Twitter thread, and I want to take the time to read his Twitter thread about the news, because a lot of the people were like, "Oh man, James Gunn is fumbling" and stuff like that, even though bro's just busy making his plans. He's not. I don't think he's making these kinds of decisions yet. I think it's mainly just Warner Brothers. But I'm going to read his tweets. Okay. This is James Gunn. So, as for the story yesterday, at the time, in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has already worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every person happy every single step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We're giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. So he said that some of these things are half-truths, some of these are true in total, and some of these aren't true at all. What I would hope is that the Jason Momoa Aquaman Lobo stuff is one of the full truths. I would like that a lot. The Wonder Woman situation, maybe that's one of the full truths as well. As far as not true at all, though, I don't know. Maybe like the Hawkman thing is like not true at all, because I could see that just not happening. The fact that like no Black Adam sequels in development, but they're making a Hawkman spinoff, like I don't know. But mainly it's the Henry Cavill stuff, because I could see this being the half truth he's talking about, because like maybe like Man of Steel 2 is canceled, but that doesn't mean, but Henry's still going to be Superman just in this new DCU.
Yeah. And because of all these things happening, and with all these rewrites and reworks and stuff like that, it gives of course, it gives them the chance to reinvent some of the characters. Like, for example, they can give Aquaman the Namor treatment, have him just be a completely different person, obviously, but have Atlantis be changed. Some people want Aquaman to be Polynesian, which would be pretty cool. So, I'm actually excited for all this news, though I am cautiously optimistic, because things can happen. So
yeah, I'm hoping that Henry Cavill, actually gets his due. And like I was alluding to earlier, I completely, if they are heading to a full reboot, I completely understand, because I personally, if I was in their position, I wouldn't want anything to do with, I wouldn't want to touch the Snyder stuff with a 10-foot pole. Like, like not because like, oh, all the stuff in that universe is bad. There was some stuff I liked about it, but like there's also some really shitty and problematic stuff in that universe. I'd much rather completely reboot, not even in like, oh, let's make the Flashpoint movie and, like you just sort of cherry pick some things. I would want to cherry pick things, but I'd want to do it in a completely new universe, completely separate from all the Snyder stuff. So I'd, make this new DC universe, bring back Henry Cavill. That's really probably the only carryover I'd keep. I don't think I'd even keep Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, to be honest with you. Like, she's fine, but as an actress, I mean, she's not great.
The only Snyder stuff I'd keep is like Cyborg. That's pretty much it. Cyborg. Well, of course, Henry Cavill as well. Obviously, can't forget about that. Batman. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Are you?
I mean, I like Ben Affleck's Batman, but there are obviously better choices, such as Christian Bale. Bring him back. I'm kidding.
Yeah, No Way Home style.
Okay, but I have a question.
Okay,
if Henry Cavill wasn't, if he's not in this,
who would I cast?
Who would you cast as Superman? I already know. I already know what the answer is. I know it.
I think you do know my answer, but
I know.
I also want to be realistic, though. As much as I want him to be Superman, I think he's too. I think they'd want to go a little bit younger.
It'd be Matt Bomer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Matt Bomer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love. Like, how old is Matt Bomer?
He's like 40, right? I think like 43.
He's 43. He looks great if he's 43.
I'm checking right now.
I'm checking before you. He's 45.
Oh, damn. I was 2 years off.
He looks fantastic for 45. Good on you, man.
I mean, they could always do an older, well, not older Superman, but like, a little bit more middle-aged Superman, obviously.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's 39, so he's not too far off, but like...
Yeah, he's not too far off, yeah. You already know who my choice is. Brandon Routh. He's 43.
Looks great for 43. Also, I forgot to mention that James Gunn did say that Superman is a priority for his DCU.
Yes.
So people were like, oh, he just doesn't want to, because, James Gunn has his knack for taking like super obscure characters and making them household names, and which he's definitely going to do. But also but those main tentpoles of the DC universe are very important. So like clearly he knows that. But yeah, I don't know. It'd have to be on the younger side. If it's not Henry Cavill, it'd have to be on the younger side. And I don't know who that could be.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be either.
That's why it's like, it's got to be Henry Cavill.
I know.
Like, I mean, you could just pull a fast one and like just get Tyler Hoechlin.
Right, get Tyler Hoechlin. But I mean, honestly, man, I think like those choices are just phenomenal. Like, Henry Cavill, Matt Bomer, Brandon Routh, Tyler Hoechlin, just be like, hey, like he got transported to a different universe, and then they cancel Superman and Lois. I'm kidding.
Oh no!
I still have to watch Superman and Lois.
You do, man. That shit was good. It's good stuff.
Well, good news is that I have HBO Max back. So,
good.
So yeah.
Is the binge god returning?
Possibly. Because I'm gonna watch a movie tonight. We'll probably watch like 2 movies tonight. I'm gonna watch Pearl, with Mia Goth, and I'm probably gonna watch Training Day. Oh, because Training Day is on Netflix.
I was gonna continue my Wes Anderson binge because Life Aquatic is on Hulu now, I believe. So I think not today, but probably sometime this week. I'm going to watch that and then also watch The French Dispatch. So,
is that on Hulu as well?
I think that might be on HBO Max. I don't remember.
Good thing I have HBO Max back. So, yeah. Is that it or is there more? Hotel? No, not yet.
It's on HBO Max too. I mean, I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Phenomenal film. I think that could be it. Is there anything else? Because like, it's just, this to me feels very much like it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Like all this shit's gonna get canceled, but in the long run, like with a new direction, with someone behind the scenes that actually knows what the fuck they're doing, this is a positive. And if it's without Henry Cavill, it's gonna fucking suck. It's gonna be one of those like major missed opportunities in these superhero films. But if it's not Henry Cavill, I have no doubt that they'll cast someone that's still going to be great. But if it's not Henry Cavill, whoever that next person is going to have
big shoes to fill in.
Huge shoes to fill. Not only are you going to be Superman, which is already big enough shoes to fill, but also you're just going to have people yelling at you because you're not Henry Cavill.
Yeah, so that's going to like suck.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Good luck to that person. Yikes. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to say. It's gonna be one of those things we're gonna end and I'm gonna be like, fuck, I forgot about this thing. But
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, is that the show?
That is the show. All
right. Well, thank you for listening to the Avengenerds Podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
Nowhere. Just follow our social medias. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter even, because that's hard to gain followers on.
Yes. Also, we have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really, truly help us out. If you leave a review, it helps get it helps the algorithm, whatever, Apple Podcast algorithm, be like, hey, people are interested in this show, and then they push it out. Also, share the podcast with a friend. If you're like, hey, you like stupid nerd shit, here you go. Here's a podcast or whatever. And if they're like, I don't really listen to podcasts, we'll force them to listen to it. What's the harm in that? All right. Anyway, thanks for listening to Avengenerds Podcast. We'll see you next week with the last episode of the year, and we're going to be taking a week break after that. And then we will return in 2023. So yeah, we'll see you next week with the best and worst of 2022.
See you later.